Okay, so we've got to worry about changing the line type here because we want to make this a hidden line. You would do that normally. You would show hidden lines over top of where cabinets would be. So we'll go ahead and add this by going here like this. We're going to go back to where we create layers, and you double click on where it says this line type, right? You have the line type as continuous. Doesn't matter which one. You just click on that one and click on one of them. It comes up and says continuous there. We're going to load. Right, and we'll go down. We're going to find the one that says hidden. So we're looking for the hidden line. Click on that and click OK. And we're not going to change it. Just leave it unhighlighted, but it loads it up there. Okay. So now, when we've loaded the line type, you can come here and double click on it. When you double click on the line, your line type comes up, and you can select hidden lines. So it'll make it so it's a dashed line there. All right. That ought to be good enough. It's a little small. We could change our LT scale. So, LT scale. So that's your line type scale. So type that in. And instead of being 1, we might change it to like 30. And 30 is too big. Made this too much. So let's change the line type scale again. So LT scale. And hit enter. And we'll go down to like 12. That's a much better looking dash line right there. That being said, because these are 24, usually you have cabinets that go across like this. You have cabinets over top of your cabinets. You have cabinets over top of your countertops. And then since these are 24, we would do something like this: offset 12 inches, and offset this back this way, and we'll offset this one this way, and this one this way. So now those are over top of that. We can just double click on that one. I can't quite get it. Double click on that one, change it to hidden. Double click on this one, change it to hidden. We can go up to this one here and do the same thing. Double click on that one and change it to hidden. Now your cabinets usually don't go over top of your sinks or in front of a window. So that's going to be a little bit short on this one. So what we'll do is we're going to we'll draw a line that goes down like this to the perpendicular line from that end point there, and we'll go to the perpendicular right here, and we'll do the same. I want that to be connect to that end point. I want it to be perpendicular, and I'll draw another line that goes from this point right here to shift right click and the perpendicular here. Now usually there's going to be space around your window, so we probably are going to move this away from there. So let's move it down, move it from here, move it that way. Say 2 inches ought to be enough to show the representation. Move this one, move that one 2 inches that way. Alright, and we'll change those again. We'll change that one and that one. We'll do them both at the same time. Change the line type to hidden. We're good there. So then we can use trim and use this as a cutting edge and this is a cutting edge. Right click and get rid of that. So now we have cabinets over top of our counter spaces on both sides. Everything's in place. We've got line types in there, so let's go ahead and start labeling rooms. Now you're going to look here and you've got a garage, a dining room, a living room, kitchen. We drew the range. We don't need to do that. I'll show you how to do the water heater here in a second, but let's go back to here and start looking at this. So when we go to put text in, you're going to put text in like this. You just make a box. Your box should come up. If this doesn't come up right here, you right click in this area right here, you go to editor settings and you check show toolbar. You want that to be up on there. So now I'm going to type the word garage with all caps on. I'm going to highlight it, and if that's 8 inches, we want our letters to be about 12 inches tall. So we'll do that. And even though it makes it big like that, just click OK, and then that works out to be about perfect. So that's our garage. To make it easy, I'm going to go ahead and click copy, and I'm going to copy this into turn to F8 so my ortho is off, and place it right there. Okay, so I'm going to put that right here. I'll put one somewhere right down in here. It looks like I accidentally put one in there. So that's our dining area. This one we'll put in the kitchen. We'll call this one. We'll put one right there. Put one right here. Put one right here. Right here. So it looks like the yellow lines might be confusing some things. So we can go up here. We can click that and it'll freeze that layer and turn it off. So now we'll change this to dining. And I might move that a little bit because I don't like where it's located. I want to put it right there a little bit. We can, double click on this one, change it to living room. Let's see what happens. Oops, not lining room, living room. I'm going to go ahead and delete that one. I don't need it there. This one is kitchen. We'll call this one highlight. You have to highlight it to do anything to it. Bath. Let's see, what bedroom was that one? So it's bedroom 3, 2, and 1. We'll call that bedroom 3. We'll fix it in a minute. Bedroom 2. Bedroom 1. Alright. Okay, so now we want to probably reposition these things so they're centered on here better. We can see what's going on. So that works out to be in the middle of the room there. I'm going to line those up the same. Let's see if we can squeeze this one in. So right now it's going to try to attach that to that endpoint, or that midpoint. I don't want to do that, so I'm going to shift right click and click none and drop that in right about, oops, there. Alright, let's see if we can get this one in somewhere here. It doesn't look like it. Well, I'll just go ahead and you can go ahead and do something like that. That's okay. So that tells us that the bathroom is there. Okay, so those are the symbols for your stove, your sink, and your refrigerator. We don't need to label those. We might want to do something like this. Go to create your text and create a text box. I might have to do it about like that. And we're going to do W/H. As long as the caps are on, it's fine. Oh, that's way too small. See how tiny that is? We want to make that bigger. So I'm going to highlight it. I'll probably make this one about 8 inches tall because I'm trying to make sure it fits in the in this area. That 8 might be too big. So shift right click none as I move it. 8's too big, so we'll drop it down to about 4 inches. And that probably is going to end up being good. So I'm going to move that to there. That looks good. So that tells us a water heater. Our bath is there. We could change that size, make that a little smaller if we wanted to. Looks like all the labels are in there. We could label closets if we wanted. We could label it as a coat closet or a hallway. We really don't need to. Let's go back. We'll look, and that's really... that's kind of it. That's what we got. That's what we want it to look like when we're done. So at this point, we'll double click the mouse wheel. I'm going to go ahead and close the palettes over here. We don't need it. So I double click the mouse wheel so it zooms the extents. We'll go ahead and click save one more time. And when we go to print, I'm going to print this correctly. So this should come up. I'm going to do the same as we did before. DWG to PDF. Extents. Center the plot. Go ahead and take a look at it. Make sure it looks the way you want it to. Notice it didn't print any of the yellow lines, and that's what we want it to do. We want it to look like that. And we're ready to roll. We're done. So right click, plot, and submit that when you get done there. So, all right. Nice work.